Marcus, you guys starting to get ready, you're used to your new normal. He said not yet. I mean, where are you guys?
I mean, it's it's very similar to last year in some ways. I mean, you build your offense around certain personnel, and our space and pace, transition offense, and what we do in a quarter court is we don't have a guy that can simulate what he did. So we have to figure out other ways to score, and it's going to make the defensive end of the floor, the rebounding, and our ability to take care of the ball that much more important. And fortunately tonight we defended pretty well.
Having gone through it last year, though, are you guys in some way kind of more prepared to deal with it this year?
Oh, I think you're prepared for the emotional part of it. You understand that you feel awful for your teammate, and in this case, one of the young people that I coach and I care about a lot. But you also know nobody's going to feel sorry for you. I got a few calls from fellow coaches in the league the day that it was announced, but after this, nobody cares. I mean, they want to kick our teeth in. So, you have to get past it emotionally, and you got to get your team ready to play. And, this was a win we really needed to have, for our guys' psyche, if nothing else.
It's almost a year to the day between Maurice's injury and the team's just a day off and stuff.
Well, it was our 19th game against the 19th ranked team. Both years, and I got an airplane January 19th. That takes guts. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It was a fluke deal, fluke injury. But Martin, hopefully, if the swelling's down, he can have surgery Thursday and begin his process to be back. And these guys, we just have to keep plugging. We're gonna have to manage some practice time because obviously we're riding Taz and Marcus and Toby pretty hard right now.
You mentioned defense, and I think Marcus said really felt like the guys just dug in, and especially early in the game dug in, and that enabled you to get out to, or at least survive the slow start. What did you see from your defense?
Well, we did
start.
We didn't score. We scored 2 points the first 7 possessions. And fortunately, they only scored 3 the first 12 possessions. So instead of being down 10, we were actually had the lead 5-3 after I think 12 possessions. So, I think we had some decent shots. We weren't turning it over, but defensively they were taking the shots that we wanted them to take. I thought Kyrie did a good job, and Shamari made his looks tough. And they actually went away from him the rest of the game. But St. John's hasn't quit all year. We have been in that spot 3 or 4 years ago. We started 0-8. I know how difficult it is. It's hard to get yourself ready to practice, and to Chris's and his staff's credit, his team is continuing to compete for him.
What were you telling your guys when they were getting some momentum and the turnovers started to mount a little bit? Like, how do you stay composed?
All we talked about was defense and rebounding.
Okay.
Things are going to happen on this end. You can't control whether the shot goes in, and you get in there and you get it slapped away. Obviously, we don't want that to happen, but you have to be ready to defend. We have to get back and talk and get our matchups. And we went to that smaller lineup and we could switch everything, and the zone bought us a possession. So we tried to mix things up enough at least to keep them off balance.
The threes you got early that didn't go down, those were good looks, I think, right?
We have to shoot threes.
Yeah.
We're not going to score at the rim like we scored with Martin. So we're going to have to shoot a few more threes and hope we make some.
I think at that last timeout, they had 4 fouls, maybe 2 or 3 fouls to give, and they were going to press you. Did you give the guys a message at the end of that, or I guess maybe what did you see from them?
Well, we knew they were going to take some chances, and we wanted to get it to Marcus. Marcus did a good job getting open, and was strong with the ball. We were actually able to run a little clock. I think it was 38 seconds, and by the time we shot free throws, it was 22 seconds. So we were able to get rid of 16 seconds while they racked up those 3 fouls, and that ends up being pretty key at the win. He's been in some spots this year where he hasn't made the free throw. So he's worked at it, he's continued to believe, and he's spent the time, so it's good to see him step up and knock those down.
You guys have like a new normal now. Playing without him, are you guys getting more comfortable now?
Not really. We need a little more practice just because he puts so much pressure on the rim, and we can lob it up to him and how he gets up and down the court. it's hard to replace him. But, once we get back to the practice floor in another week or two, we'll figure it out, and I think we'll be fine.
Is it going to be kind of like a committee kind of thing to kind of replace his production a little bit more from everybody?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Everybody's going to have to step up, including me and Kyrie. Just because we're the best players doesn't mean we have to play the same. We have to elevate our game even more.
It's almost a year to the day that Maurice got hurt last year. You guys could snake pit a little bit sometimes.
just a little bit, but it's basketball. It happens. You can't really predict things, but just wish the best for Martin, that he recovers well and is ready for next season.
Yeah, because you guys played roughly 500 ball after Maurice went down last year, but then you went to the title game in the Big East, went to the NCAA. Could you see a similar path or maybe even better path coming?
With us going through that last year, I think we'd be even better. Looking back at that time where he was out, a lot of guys said we were trying to force the issue a little too much, and now guys are just letting it come to us, and I think it'll be easier process to fill the void from him not being here no more.
What enabled you guys to get going in the first half after that slow start offensively?
Just staying positive, honestly. Usually we get down about ourselves like Xavier. We had a slow start and we just kept getting down about ourselves, and nothing was falling, but we stayed positive, and also we really played good defense. That was the first time we really sat down and guarded and rebounded and played really well on the defensive end.
Yeah, it looked like they were shooting a lot of jump shots. Is that what you wanted?
The guys that were shooting the jump shots, those are the people we definitely wanted to shoot it. So yeah, we stuck to our game plan and it worked out for us.
Was it inevitable for those shots to fall, you think, or what was the feeling there when you guys got going?
It's like that practice feeling, when we're all in practice and we just get going. So we're kind of used to it, but we expect it coming into games. At some point, we're going to get hot.
As a team in the second half against Providence, you start 1 for 9 today. How do you get that or keep yourself from kind of getting down on yourself when the shots aren't falling?
The funny thing is, Ben was taping me earlier, and he always shoots his tape into the garbage, and he always says, "Shooters got to shoot." And that really stuck with me ever since. It really did today. And I kept telling everyone, "Hey, we just got to keep shooting. They're gonna fall. They're gonna fall. We're getting good looks. They're gonna fall." We're not the type of team that goes 1 for 9 often. So when we do, we just got to continue doing what we do best. And obviously, we were locking up defensively, which helps keep the game close and allows us to miss some shots. But when our shots fall, we can be a lethal team for sure.
What was the key defensively, especially early, to keep them down the way you did?
As Matt said before, as Matt stated before, Taz made Shamari take hard shots, and we were plugging up the lane, and we were making everything difficult early, and then obviously we got a little tired towards the second half, and they were getting downhill on us a little bit more. But the big thing is, being a man down, we're gonna have to fight that fatigue a little bit more. And when we figure it all out, like I said earlier, we're gonna figure it out, and we're gonna make a good run here.
How important was this win? Just to get a good one. It
was huge. It's hard to. I don't know what the Big East record is on the road, but it's not good.
Yeah.
It's hard to win on the road, and this is a big game for us. Obviously, with Martin being down, this is only the second game we haven't had him, so it's a big win to show the younger guys that we can do it without him, and hopefully it gives us a little bit of momentum.
And just what was the message down the stretch? Because they gained some momentum. You guys were turning over a little bit. It could have unraveled.
Yeah, definitely. You got to give it to our leadership. Obviously, if you watched during the game, me, Taz, Marcus, we were always in someone's ear telling everyone to calm down. And even if you looked on the bench with Tyler was always active, always telling people that we're okay, keep shooting shots, they're gonna go in. And you got to give a lot of credit to our leadership, because we're out there with the guys, we know what we're going through, and these younger guys, it's the first time playing on the road in the Big East, so it's tough. I remember my first couple games, and that's the thing that I have to try to let them know is, I've been here, I understand, but this is what we got to do to win, and this is how we're going to do it. And and they're going to listen, because they're going to listen, and it's going to work out pretty well for us.